Peter Obi, in continuation of his thank you tour around the country, stopped over in Nasarawa State, where he met the governor, Sule, who seized the opportunity to continue where other APC members stopped. They can't stop telling Peter Obi to join Tinubu or APC. Must everyone be in the same party? Sule told Peter Obi that there is time for politics and politics is over. Now is time for governance. He urged Peter Obi to tap into his wealth of experience and expertise to support the Tinubu administration in the task of building a secured and prosperous country. He continued, quote, "I want to also call on you, sir, to support Tinubu. The country's challenges cannot be resolved by one person only. We all have roles to play," unquote. Peter Obi, in his response, completely avoided pleas by the governor. We've lost count of how many times an APC member or any other person related to people in power are telling Peter Obi to join hands with Tinubu in order to develop the country. Why must it be Peter Obi that must join hands with Tinubu to develop the country? Why him? There are other smart Nigerians who are knowledgeable enough to solve the many problems. Why are they not approaching the person? The answer lies in the fact that they know that they didn't win the election, they snatched that election from him, and they are afraid of what will come in the future. The only man that was able to rally Nigerians, many people that never voted before, not that they were not old enough to vote, it was just that they didn't trust the system, they thought it a waste of time. But this man convinced millions to come out that their votes will count. In the end, they stole everything. So they just want to make a dent on his reputation. That's what they want to do. They're not interested in solving any Nigerian problem or solving the economic problems. After all, they created these economic problems themselves. So all they want is just to see how they will make a huge dent on his reputation so that he will not be able to command the kind of following he commanded the last time. Yes, they already know that many Nigerians won't come out to vote in 2027. Will you blame them? It doesn't make sense to come out and vote, risk everything, and one man will just sit somewhere, shut down the IREV and announce anything he likes. And the courts will uphold all the rascality and rigging. So no one will waste his time to go and vote again. And they've already started planning ahead because that's what Nigerian politicians are good at. They always plan ahead in elections. But if it is economic planning, they are very poor in doing that. Because they are not interested. They want to steal all the money. They don't want people to be prosperous because the more prosperous the people are, the less likely they are to support bigotry. The less likely they are to vote an incompetent person who has achieved nothing in his life to lead them. So the poverty in Nigeria is very deliberate. It's a deliberate policy by politicians because they know that if you are poor, you can easily be manipulated and enticed with just little money. 1,000, 2,000 people will see it as big money and start singing praises for their oppressors. That's the strategy. They've perfected how they will rig 2027 elections. Wike bragged about it a few weeks ago.
With the forces we have, I don't know of anybody who will challenge us. I don't know of anybody who will challenge us. And I tell you, it's like tomorrow is 2027. It's like tomorrow is 2027. So all these people will come and will just write.
On the other hand, Tinubu is busy filling all positions and appointing people from the southwest alone, people he can trust to manipulate them to get whatever he wants. The judiciary arm, they are busy appointing their cronies, their relatives, their sons, daughters, in-laws, everything. They are appointing them in positions. These are people who will sit in courts to decide election disputes in 2027. So they have captured the entire system. Is it INEC chairman? Whenever his tenure is up, he might decide to appoint someone from the southwest. The person that will take charge of IREF, that's if IREF will be used because of the precedent that the court set. The person that has been appointed that will oversee the IREF is from the southwest. In fact, he was the one that testified in court that IREF had a glitch. So they've already perfected how the 2027 election will work out. And knowing that Nigerians will come out because of the last experience, they are just afraid that this man might, in the end, still convince people to come out and vote. So they're trying very hard to make sure that they leave a dent on his reputation so that people will say, they are all the same thing. Politicians are the same thing. Like the narrative they were trying to sell. People didn't buy it. People still believe and trust in him that he is different. The only politician that had the audacity to challenge everyone and say, if you have anything on me, I will stop campaigning. Go and verify. Up till now, no one has been able to prove anything and say, yes, this man was involved in social corruption. He did this, he did that. So they just want to make that dent so that people will lose trust completely and say, there's no need. Nigeria is hopeless. We can't get anything. No need fighting. Let me just look for money and travel out of this country. East or west, home is the best. That place you're going, the people of that country built it. They sat down and fought for their rights and built their country to where it is today. We should sit down and also fight for our own rights and build our country the way it's supposed to be. So no one should give up on the country. But certain events will make you lose hope and say, where are we going? Why are people so brazen with corruption? They fear nothing. They know that there will be no consequence because they have captured everything. Is it the police you will run to? Is it the army? Is it the judiciary? A country where criminals are rewarded. People that commit brazen corruption are rewarded in the public. What do you expect good people to do? They will simply leave. They will not give their best. Look at how Tinubu is concentrating power on one part of the country. Why will others give their 100%? They will say, we are not wanted. Since we are not competent, they can't find anyone that is competent that can man any position in the country. They will just say, no need. And when other citizens, especially majority of the part of the country, are not interested in what is going on, that is why the country will not work. Yes, when there is 10 open positions in a country that is supposed to observe federal character, and nearly 90% of the positions are given to one part of the country, it doesn't promote unity in any way. Instead, it promotes division because the others will say, we are not wanted, we are not competent, we are not seen as people who can lead or hold positions. Therefore, we don't care what happens. They will never give their very best. A country works when all parties, whether you're a minority or you are in the majority, when everyone gives their 100%, that will promote the country and the country will be working for everyone. But when others are not seen as being competent, not even competent, that they are not worthy, then it defeats all the purpose. And like the Nasarawa State Governor said, there is time for politics, there is time for governance. It's time for APC to face governance because everything is falling apart in Nigeria. Let them stop inviting Peter Obi to join them. Let them stop inviting people. Let them concentrate on solving the numerous problems they created in Nigeria. Nigeria was at a better position in 2014, 10 years ago. Even in 2018, the dollar was exchanging for about 350 naira to $1. Today, it has risen up to more than 1,600 naira to $1. So they have a lot in their hands. Let them stop inviting people to help them to solve the mess they created. They should at least return the economy where they met it in 2014. If today the naira gains against the dollar, let's say the exchange rate returns to about 500 naira to $1, we should not applaud them yet because it exchanged for far less before they took power. It is until they return the exchange rate to where it was in 2014 that we'll now say, hey, they are now doing better. So let Nigerians not be deceived. If tomorrow the exchange rate falls to about 1,000 naira to $1, it's still not where they met it. They should return it to about 200 naira to $1. Let's end with Peter Obi's story of how a lady donated a whopping 60 million naira to his campaign, but a middleman, whom he didn't name anyway, blocked that money. That money didn't reach his campaign. Let's take a listen.
Yesterday will shock you. Just yesterday, I was in a plane by default. I was in a plane going to Abuja yesterday. I met somebody just yesterday, who I helped her to carry her bag and everything. And she told me, I supported you. We raised
for you. And we gave it to this person. Yesterday, I didn't tell you yesterday. I was going to Abuja. She's on her way to travel out of the country. She said, no problem. This one you get to this person, I did not get it. He said, I didn't get it. Let me tell you, don't worry. Send me all the details. I will show you them. Send me all the details. I'm going to tell this person to give you back your money. What am I to say? All these things, we shouldn't bother. Those who are calling us names, they will. We cannot be preaching one thing and doing another thing. We're either preaching good and doing good, or we join them and do what they are doing. And that's what I said when I became governor. I cannot come here as part of the solution and become part of the problem.